So, I don't know if anyone else is going to agree with me on this, but Jim and Roy were in the office together, and then they decided to go and fight Benghazians together in the 13 Hours Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. And then they both went off to do their own horror movies, and it seems like they're following a trope here. I think they're in cahoots with each other. Anyway, I just watched the trailer for Brightburn, and it is pretty much Superman. Like, to a T, this is Superman. Like, I'm surprised Warner Brothers isn't getting their lawyers right now to sue Sony for allowing this movie to happen. James Gunn decided it would be a good idea to take the exact storyline but switch the good for the bad. And I don't mean bad parts of the movie, I mean Superman turns out to be a hero and this kid looks like he's going to be a sociopath. This movie is essentially the essence of what if Batman was right about Superman going bad. This movie copies so many beats from Superman. I mean, his shuttle crash lands on a farm where a grieving mother and father who couldn't conceive a son find this little boy in a capsule. They hide the capsule under the barn of their farm, which is the same thing as Superman, to the point where even the Hans Zimmer music from Superman sounds the same as the music in this, and the kid donning a red towel as a cape. I can't even believe that they got away with making this. Now, don't get me wrong, I am very intrigued that this is being made, but this is something that should be made from Warner Brothers because it's their character that they're completely ripping off at Sony. I am intrigued because, yeah, I always wondered what it would be like if Superman turned out I'm really powerful on him and I'm an angry kid because I don't belong, so I'm just going to wreak fucking havoc. That is an incredible premise for a horror movie. But it's such a ripoff. Like, it's not really an original idea. I watched this trailer and I was really blown away, honestly, because it looks really good, but I just can't believe they're getting away with making this. Like, I wonder who sat down and was like, yeah, this is an original idea. This is a good idea. Let's do this. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear something from Warner Brothers about this because it is, to a T, a ripoff. Like, I'm just in such disbelief about it. I can't fucking believe that this is happening. All the performances look great. I mean, the kid looks great. He looks creepy as fuck. Elizabeth Banks looks great in this role. The guy that plays Roy, I don't know his real name. He was in the Power Rangers, and like I said, the Secret Soldiers in Benghazi. He looks like he's doing great here. They all look like they're doing great. It's really creepy. It's really eerie. I love the whole diner thing at the end. That actually made me jump, not gonna lie. And the whole premise is a good idea. It's just should have been done at Warner Brothers. It's just so weird that no one is really aggravated that this trailer is just such a fucking ripoff. That this whole movie is a ripoff by Superman. Like I want to see it just to see how it unfolds as a story, but like I kind of want to like back up Soups here and be like, you couldn't create something like they could have done this concept, but with anything else. Like they could have made it a completely different story. Like it didn't have to be him landing on a farm and then putting it under the barn, like the shuttle and everything, and donning a red cape. Like, give him a blue cape. Don't make it a barn. Make it a fucking backyard in Long Island. Like, I don't know. I don't understand why they're doing this. That's a lie. I do understand why they're doing this. Because, let's put it into retrospect here. This movie is not only trying to reach out to the fans of superhero movies, but it's also trying to reach out to the fan of horror movies. And on top of that, they want to build their audience, so they're reaching out to a much older audience too. My grandma and my parents grew up watching the old Christopher Reeves superhero movies. So if you make something like Guardians, chances are you're not going to get my fucking grandma to go and see it at the movies. She likes the movies, but she only sees things that are like recognizable to her, kind of. Like an old like mobster movie or a Martin Scorsese movie, like nothing like crazy like Avengers or anything like that. But my grandma grew up, watching the Christopher Reeve Superman movie, so when she sees this trailer and she's like okay with horror movies, it's recognizable to her and she could like relate to, she's seen the Superman movie, so she's like, oh, this, it looks like Superman, like I'll see this. It's definitely trying to target the older audience in terms of like something they've seen before and not trying to do anything too sci-fi and like break any like real new ground. So not only are you going to get the superhero fans, but you're going to get the horror fans and you're going to get a much older audience, at least the audience that likes the Christopher Reeve Superman. So it's definitely like a marketing campaign kind of thing, I feel like, that might be the reason why they like lean so heavily into the mythology of Superman. But I don't know. I mean, I could see the diehard Superman fans being really fucking pissed off about this. I love Batman, so I'm not so pissed that I won't go and see the movie. But I still feel kind of like offended that they would rip off Superman like that. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you excited for this movie? How do you feel about them ripping off Superman? And what do you think about both Jim and him coming out with their own cool individual little horror movies? Let's talk about it down below. And as always, I'll catch you next time.